Good morning, children. So, I welcome you to 8th class. As you all know that till 7th class, you are only just reading the science book, which has both physics and also biology in it. But now, this year, we are going to have it separately. So, you have to maintain a separate physics book as well as a separate biology book. Now, first of all, we'll try to understand what is biology. Biology is derived from a Greek word which is bios and logos. Bios means life. Logos means study. So, biology is nothing but the study of life. So, the study of life is called as biology. Okay, children? Are you able to understand my point? What is biology? Biology is nothing but the study of life. There are so many living organisms on the earth. Why you call them as living organisms? Because they have life in it. So that's the reason why we call them as living organisms. So biology, we are going to study about the organisms which has life in them. Is it clear, children? Okay, now there are class. Out of them, the first unit is what is science. Basically, this topic is very, very interesting. I insist you, everybody, to make sure that you concentrate while I'm teaching you this lesson. Okay, so now we'll try to understand what is science. Is science really helpful to man? Because every time, like from childhood onwards, from LKG, UKG, you have been asked this question, what is science? So, what is science? So that is a question which should be in your mind now. So if I ask you this question, so most of you will not be able to tell me a proper answer. So, and moreover, we have to define the science. So how you will define the science? So before going to the definition, before going to the in-depth understanding of the word science, let's see what are the benefits of science. Science, like it has given a lot of benefits to the humankind. So it gave a lot of comforts to the humankind. We are living a sophisticated life that's only because of science. So science is really giving you a beautiful life with a lot of benefits and comforts. So even when you go to higher studies, you'll be in a dilemma whether to take maths or science. So either you take medicine or engineering. So science is a must in that. So science will be science, as we have seen, science is a study, a concerted effort, a very, very serious effort to understand the natural world and how the natural world works. And it's only possible through a very serious study. You have to put all your 100% efforts to know how the natural world works. So you have to observe, you have to go ahead with the experimentation, you have to go ahead with the theoretical things, and also otherwise you will not know what is the nature and how the nature is working. So now basically one simple example will come into our mind that, see, whenever you wake up in the morning, the first question which comes is why it's who is giving us light, and why the sun is only rising in the east, why it is only setting in the west. So here are the simple questions. So you keep on thinking about those questions. So it's nothing but the science. Science, you can say it's an organized study of knowledge. Organized in the sense putting everything in a order. So if everything is not in an order, you will not understand anything. So even if you go to if you have a birthday party, so instead of calling all your friends and all to the party, first you cut the cake, then you go and invite your friends. No, it is not an organized way of celebrating a party. So everything will be organized. First, you'll go and give the invitation cards, and then you will call everybody, you will intimate everybody through invitation cards and all, and then you'll go to a cook, you'll give the order of the food, then you'll go to a bakery, you'll give the order of a cake, and also then when everybody will come, you'll cut the cake, then you'll provide the snacks, you'll have a high tea with them. So this is how everything will be organized. You cannot scramble the things and also. See, that's the reason then we can say that science is an organized study of knowledge. So it's an organized study of knowledge. So where you have to put your 100% knowledge so that you can understand what is science. The next is science is a process of thinking. So what is science? It's a process of thinking. So if you don't think, nothing will come into your mind. For example, if you take the example of Newton. So Isaac Newton, he was resting under the apple tree and suddenly an apple fell on him. So now it's not like that he took the apple and ate it and went off. So that's not the point here. But the point to be noted here is he took the apple and now he started thinking why this apple fell. Okay, so then it made him tell us all the world about the gravitational force. So whatever you throw into the sky, it will fall down. It will definitely fall down, and that stated the law of gravitational force. That is how thinking will work. So you have to think to know the science. Science is a tool for searching the hidden things in the nature. There are a lot of things which are hidden in the nature. So science will continuously put their efforts to know what the complete hidden things in the nature. Till 1990, we know nothing about brain and how it functions and all. Only after 1990, we started thinking about the brain. We started doing a lot of experiments on the brain, and we are able to know more things about the brain. Now we are having a very good knowledge about the brain and how it works and all the parts and everything. So before that, this kind of knowledge was not that. Yeah, they know something about the brain, but not what we know now. Okay, so it's all about observing, and also it's like a tool to know the hidden truths of the nature. There are petroleum ores in the ground. There are some take the petroleum out, and also a lot of things to be done when it comes to know what are things which are hidden in the nature. Not only that, scientists are working on several things so that one day they'll become benefit for the human beings. Science, you can also call it as a way of exploring the world. So science, it will explore the world, and every day you will come to know several things, right? For example, if you don't explore properly, if you don't explore, for example, you can take the example of a dinosaur. So dinosaur is an animal which lived millions and millions years ago on the earth. And how do you know? Because people explored the earth and they got the fossils of the animals which lived so many years ago, millions and millions years ago. These are the animals which lived on the face of earth. Now what we are able to do? We are able to talk about them. We are able to know about them because of this exploration. We are able to find the fossils of the animal. We are able to find the bones of these animals. Recently, we have found the bones of these animals in, where? Adilabad. And now you can see the complete skeletal system of a dinosaur in the Birla Museum in Hyderabad. So once this corona season goes away, you can visit the place, Hyderabad, and then you can go to Birla Museum where you can see the bones of the dinosaur, the skeleton of the dinosaur. So if you don't explore, you will know nothing. So science is nothing but a kind of exploring the truths of the nature. Especially when it comes to the children, they are very, very curious to know so many things. For example, my friend, when I and my friend used to walk, in the evening especially, he used to ask me a question: why this moon always comes with us? Even when you're going on a bike with your father and all, you will also see, you'll be observing the moon. Wherever you travel, the moon will be coming along with you, isn't it? So many people gets a question that why there is summer season, why there is rainy season, why there is a spring season, why it is winter, why it is only cool in the winter, why there is snow in the winter season, why it is very hot, temperature in the summer season. So these kind of questions will be 100% there will be there in the minds of the children. So now, if you don't question, you will never know anything. If you don't think, you will never know anything. So questioning and thinking are the basic steps of science. So it's also said that questioning is the first step of science. to know the science, what we need is questioning. If you don't question yourself, if you don't question others, you will never know what is science. So the basic step of scientific thinking is questioning. So to know whether you are really thinking scientifically or not, that depends upon the way you question. So every time we see things, like we get a lot of questions. For example, if you have a tomato tree in your home, so this tomato tree, the first fruit which comes out, so that will be white in color, and then it will become green color, and then it becomes red in color. So did you ever thought that why the colors are changing? Even if you take the mango leaves, they are a bit light brown in color, and then they become green in color. So light green, and then they become dark green in color. So do you ever thought that why they will change their colors? So you see several birds, and you know how they will make the nests. And there are tailored birds. What they will do, they will stitch the nest. So there are Baya weaver birds which makes beautiful nests to invite their mates. So like this, if you have thoughts in your mind, if you have questions in your mind, if you are really having these kind of questions, then you are definitely thinking scientifically. So now there are a lot of benefits of science. Wherever you go, science is helping you a lot. For example, if you are watching this video of mine, that is only because of science. Because of science, somebody has invented the mobile which we are now using, so that we can know, able to listen the subjects. We are going to go ahead with the online classes during this tough time. So it's a tough time for everybody. So we are able to go ahead with these classes because of the science. Because some scientist or some person have invented this cell phones, and even you have a very good chance of watching the videos, chatting with your friends, and talking to your people, relatives who are in the different areas, even in the foreign countries. So how is this possible? In the olden days, there was nothing like this. So now the scientists are keeping on discovering a lot of things, and their discoveries are really giving us great comforts, and also giving us a sophisticated life. And now we are able to travel hundreds and thousands of kilometers. We are able to travel on the oceans, on the seas, to go to different countries. So that's only possible because of the science. Science really has helped man to invent the airplanes, rockets. We are able to go into the space. So all these things are only possible because of the science. So to maintain the accounts, we used to have the books, but now we have systems. We are able to store everything in the computer. So computers are really helping us so that we can do our work very easily. So they are even becoming an alternative of man or human being. So they are doing all the works what a man can do. So this is how the science is really helpful to each and everybody living on the earth. So now here, after this, we are going to see what is individual perspective and what is social perspective. So just example, if you take an example of a scientist, now that scientist, what he does, he want to discover new thing, or he want to invent something. So if he really want to discover something, so there will be some information, and he want to add some information to that. Now if somebody has discovered that there are dinosaurs in the olden days and all, so now the scientists will try to add one more point, that these dinosaurs actually they are carnivorous in nature. Some other scientists will come and say that these dinosaurs are not only carnivorous, but also they are herbivores. Some of the dinosaurs used to depend only on the plants. Some of the dinosaurs were carnivorous, and some were. So people will keep on adding new points to the old ideas. So this new point, will make the person really very famous. So now this scientists are they are thinking individually. So it's not a benefit for everybody. But whereas there are some scientists who really work for the society. So we will be seeing the social perspective, social perception. So for example, recently we had a tsunami, so nobody expected tsunami. Everybody were happily in their homes and all. Suddenly there was an earthquake in the sea, and the water has rushed out into the areas and killed so many people and destroyed a lot of buildings and whatnot. So many countries were affected by the tsunami. So at that time, scientists could not guess what's actually happening. But after that, they are able to give suggestions to the people that, come on, you move to the safer areas. But now the science is so sophisticated that within no time, we are given information that tomorrow it is going to rain. Better carry a umbrella so that you'll remain dry. Otherwise, you'll become wet. So weather forecast is given to us, weather prediction is being done. So 2 days before itself, it will be said that, so after 2 days you'll have rains. So whatever they say, that will particularly definitely happen. So they also say that, come on, there is a chance of earthquake here, so you all move to the safer places. So like this, scientists are able to give a lot of information to us regarding this. So they are working for the society. That is a social perspective. So I hope you understood the difference between the individual perspective and the social perspective.